Hey guys, thanks for tuning in tonight to another installment of BrickWall Anime. Ooh, I look up. But anyway, thanks for tuning in tonight. Tonight is BrickWall Reviews Anime Night. Of course, me, Sam. And so tonight's BrickWall Anime is going to be food related, of course, for the month of November. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, tune in, like, share. Um, Remember to be safe out there. We know that the coronavirus cases are increasing, so please be safe. Also, be safe. But anyway, yeah, so tonight's anime is called Bed and Breakfast Spirits. This anime can be found on Crunchyroll as well as Funimation. It is only one season long. I would say unfortunately, but I'm gonna also say not unfortunately because I want more episodes of this, more seasons, and to include episodes of this particular anime. And I also want, and I say that because it's a good anime, but I'm also satisfied with the first season. I like the way it ended because it actually gave a conclusion to, the crisis that was going on at the moment. So I'm gonna say I like that part of it. But anyway, this anime aired in 2018. It is one season, as I've mentioned, and 26 episodes long. Each episode approximately 24 minutes each. So this particular anime is about a granddaughter, Aoi. So after losing her grandfather, Aoi, a girl who can see spirits, known as listen, I'm horrible with the pronunciation of the names in this one, but Ayakashi is suddenly approached by an ogre, and freaking ogre, demanding she pay her grandfather's debt. He makes a huge request, her hand in marriage. Refusing this absurd offer, Aoi decides to work at the Tenji Ya bed and breakfast for the Ayakashi to pay back what her family owes. So that's pretty much it. Bye. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for tuning in. Woo, that's it. Go watch it. Yay. Psych, I'm just joking. But anyway, yeah, Aoi, she's the main character, and she is like they said, she's first runs into this ogre on the street. And so when you see an ogre, she's spiritually inclined. So when she sees the ogre, he's like, I'm hungry. And so she's like, okay, I'm gonna give you something to eat. So that way you won't eat no humans, because of course that's what they do. They're gonna eat a human. So she goes and she doesn't she feeds him, and so he ends up taking her. He kidnaps her, and he's like, yeah, you're my bride now. She's like, what? Nah, bro, you got the wrong one. Who are you again? And so he explains that the grandfather owes a debt to him, and that she has to repay the grandfather's debt. And so, like I said, she's like, nah. And so he's like, okay, as punishment for you defying me, you have to go and get this done. And so his series of punishments is practically a warm bath, practically a massage therapy session. And she's like, what? Y'all are so weird. But they're ogres. They probably don't like that type of stuff anyway. But anyway, it's so funny. And so she proposes that instead of her paying back the debt through marriage, that she actually cooks she works to fulfill the amount of money that's owed to the grandfather. So she's trying to find a job, trying to find a job. Nobody wants her because she's in this different land, this different realm where, it's magical creatures pretty much. And she's a human. And they're like, nah, we don't deal with humans. We don't like humans. So we're not giving you a job here. She's tried several jobs. So finally, she stumbles upon a restaurant, and, she's looking for employment. And so the restaurant owner is like, well, I'm about to close down anyway because nobody comes here, and it's pretty much, pretty much a waste of time, waste of space. And he's like, but if you want this restaurant to have, you can have it. So he gives her the restaurant because she knows how to cook. The grandfather has been teaching her how to cook. Where's her mother, you ask? The mother abandoned her. The mother abandoned her, and the grandfather took her in. Now, when I first watched this, I was like, okay. But then after I found out that the grandfather had a debt and that she was to repay the debt, I was like, oh, no. That grandfather's so damn, ooh, he dirty for that, right? He took the girl to raise her to pay back his debt. Like, damn. like, because honestly, they don't really say when the debt was owed or whatever, you know. They pretty much is like, you know, he owes that. They didn't say what year the debt occurred or whatever the case may be. And who's to say that he just didn't make the promise to the ogre, like, I'm just going to accrue this debt and I'm going to give you my granddaughter. They don't get into specifics about that, but it makes you wonder. But anyway, so she's spiritually inclined. So whatever she cooks is also, you know, also gives spirituality to the food, which is good for the magical beast. So anyway, she starts cooking and people start, you know, eating her food and they're loving it, they're enjoying it. And her food brings about, you know, a sense of healing. It brings about a sense of friendship. I would say it's a wound healer. Like the food is everything and more. So as I say, this anime I specifically chose because it relates to Thanksgiving, and that's what we have. That's what we, you know, have Thanksgiving for. I mean, that's not what we have it for. We know the purpose behind Thanksgiving, but I mean, people celebrate it now for their own meanings, and a lot of that is to bring people together. You know, that you haven't seen in years, possibly, or that you only see once a year. It's a healer. It's a reuniter. So that's practically what this anime is, along with a love story, because the ogre does not give up. The ogre continues to pursue her. And so he's like, okay, you want to work it off? Then don't ask me for my protection or none of that. Like, I'm no longer going to, you know, offer my protection. But the whole time he's lying. He protects her. He looks after her. He encourages her. He does everything that, you know, a husband would practically do for their wife. And so he's like, so he starts to make little jokes at her. It's like, okay, oh, you want husband duties? Oh, husband run errands. Like, it's funny. And so she thinks the ogre is so, you know, hateful and stuff because of how he presented himself to her. Like, he was so demanding. He was like, you gonna do this, you gonna do that, like, you're gonna marry me. And I mean, this is a beast, so you can imagine, you know, his approach to it. And maybe he thought she knew. Who knows? But he found out that she clearly didn't. So yeah, they end up developing a relationship with each other, and she kind of starts to fall for him. But you know, she's not letting him know that. And then also the crazy and cool thing about this is that they had interactions while she was a child. Yes, the ogre is hundreds of years old. I mean, all the magical creatures are. So and that's what's interesting as well, because who's to say, you know, now thinking about it, who's to say that it was a grandfather that initiated the contract idea, because of the fact that she encountered the ogre and Gingy, which is a white fox who is practically her protector. Um, they're always together. They have a great character chemistry. They are like bonded, and you know, like I said, she developed so many feelings towards people. She's a compassionate person. So Gingy and the ogre, who is the master innkeeper, he not the master innkeeper, but he's the master of the inn. But anyway, yeah. So they're like friends or whatever the case may be, and so they encounter her while she's a child because the mom abandoned her. The mom left her there to practically do whatever, like, you know, to survive on her own. It's just crazy, like these animes, y'all be getting in these animes, leaving these damn kids as orphans. But anyway, yeah, so Gingy actually and the ogre encountered her as she was practically on her deathbed, and so they practically came up to her and they was like, you're not afraid? And she was like, no, like, just do what you're gonna do, I'm dying anyway. I mean, she hadn't eaten in days and didn't know where her mom was. I mean, just going through psychological trauma, so you can only imagine. So she was like, okay, just do what you're gonna do, because you know I ain't got nothing left to live for. And so when she thought they were gonna do their worst, they actually fed her. And so throughout the season, we see her reliving the same nightmare of them coming to, you know, her rescue. And so she's trying to figure out who it exactly is. So she finally figures out that it's Gingy, one of the people that came to her. And then so she's assuming that it's the ogre as well. And so just in, you know, she asked Gingy and he finally said yes. And so she's asking Gingy who else was with him. And he's like, I'm not gonna tell you that. Like, I can't tell you that. Like I'm sworn into like practically a secrecy. Like, I can't give out information like that. But she goes back and thinks about her dreams, you know, reliving her dreams. And so the person who she think is the ogre is practically telling her that when she grows up, she's going to be needed to save, to save whatever she has to save. And so now that has me kind of thinking like, did the ogre put in a request for her to be the bride, his bride, knowing that she was going to be the one that needed to save their specific time area? But I don't know. That's not revealed yet. And that's not revealed in season one at all. Season two is not expected. It's not expected, until next year. And who knows right now with the pandemic if that's even going to happen. But I'm interested in seeing a season two. So throughout season one, she is going through all the trouble of trying to fit in. And the only way she fits in is through her cooking. Like once she cooks for people, that's it. Like they just like, oh, all right, to an extent. Like there's still people, she's been kidnapped. She's been under magical spells. She almost died like 100 times. And every time the ogre came to her rescue. And so she finally has to prepare a dish of ocean treasures. Now she's trying to save Genji because Genji is, of course, at the Tenjin Ya Inn. That's where he's been. That's where she's known from. And now he has to go back to his home inn. And so she's like, nah, but she didn't understand that, he was obligated to. And that as the story goes on, you find out what his obligation is and why he's obligated. So she ends up pretty much lashing out and gets kidnapped again. And so she's kidnapped and she's only going to come back unless Aoi is only going to come back unless Genji comes as well. So she's finding out that he has to create a fireworks ceremony for this particular event that occurs every 100 years. And so they were having difficulties with the event. And so Aoi, she's like, she tries to help out any way she can. Even if they treat her bad, she still helps out. Like she just, would I help out if they treat me bad? I don't think so. But Aoi, she was like, all right, I'll help you. I wouldn't have done it. I'm sorry. I mean, it's hard to help people that, hurt you. Because they did hurt her, name calling her ogre bride, all types of stuff. Like, yeah, it wasn't pretty. So she ends up going through a series of unfortunate events, but a series of events where she ends up helping people. And once she helps them, they actually give a contribution to the ceremony, because those people are actually guests there, but their presence is way more needed than what you're led on to believe. So anyway, she ends up having to make the dishes for the ceremony. And so this particular ceremony, it wards off practically natural disasters because of how severe the natural disasters are. So they ward off the natural disasters, and the natural disaster is actually a little cute thing about that tall, little cute thing that, and she finds out that he's not really bad, that he's just lonely. So she pretty much develops a relationship with the natural disaster and feeds him. They entertain him. Like it's his one night out every 100 years. And so with her help, they found a new way to combat the disasters, which is to take in the disaster and to nurture the disaster and to treat the disaster, kindly. Like they were giving the disaster what the disaster wanted, or what they thought that the disaster wanted. But she actually gave the disaster options, like, do you want this? Do you want that? And then, like I said, they're like, no, don't look at him. Don't look at him. And she ends up looking at him. So, like I said, once again, through her food, she pretty much relieves another storm. Okay, so Aoi, she's been through a lot. She is practically a loner. Her grandfather's practically her only friend. She was in college. So she's of age. Okay, if you're all wondering, she's of age. She was in college and practically a loner. So that also had me to think, did her grandfather actually do that? So that, she'll have a sense of a family, a sense of friends, because she developed all of that once she was kidnapped and taken to the other realm. It took a while, like I said, because they didn't trust humans And then her grandfather, he is known there. He's not really the nicest person. So, they're a little not afraid, but intimidated by the grandfather and what some of the antics that he would pull. Some people liked him, some people didn't. So once they found out who she was, they didn't know how to take her. So she's also in competition with the head chef, which she has no knowledge of. The head chef is jealous. So the head chef, he also concocts plans to kidnap her. There are also assassins sent after her, just, all in the name of cooking. Like, what? Damn, what she put in her stuff? But everybody loves her cooking. Why? Because, like I said, she's a human with spiritual powers. This show says that a human with spiritual powers is like a grand feast in itself. Like, they would have eaten her and obtained a lot of spiritual powers, but her cooking is like enough for them. So I would say I would recommend this show. This show has gotten a rating of 7.8 out of 10. I think that I would rate it higher on a scale of, what is it, 1 to 5? I'll probably give it like a 4.5, 4.6. I really enjoyed this anime. I liked how it flowed. I liked how it went through. I mean, there was a couple of unanswered questions that I had, of course, as you can see, but the way it flowed, I really enjoyed. I like the storylines. I like the cooking in this as well. I like the way the food was presented. I like the way it wasn't over. And when I say, if you watch Food Wars and watch this, you'll be like, what? But yeah, I liked how it wasn't over exaggerated. Like, I'm not gonna say it was over exaggerated because some people do feel like that the way they were acting in Food Wars, but it was nice to see a more calmer version and expression of food from the anime characters, where it was more of a more touching, more like a soul filling meal as opposed to an orgasmic meal. And so they weren't going on all out. They wasn't doing all of that. But you could tell that the characters really enjoyed the food through their emotional response, which I can't say, like the other one's an emotional response too. But this is a different emotional response. So I'm gonna say that, yeah, I can't say that they didn't enjoy it. And the food actually looked good. I'm looking at stuff like, okay, I need to go try a authentic Japanese restaurant. Like, I don't eat sushi or nothing. Like, I need my fish cooked, but I want to try authentic Japanese restaurant now, just to get the experience. Because watching the food animes has really opened up my eyes to a different side of cooking. Like, I mean, you don't know. I mean, so I wanted to just see a different side of cooking. Why not, right? But anyway, it's rated TV 14. I would say that your children can watch this. And like I mentioned, it does, as mentioned in some of the things I was reading, it does give you a Beauty and the Beast vibe. It's like he has his servants as well, and they're saying he's not that bad. So throughout the anime, they actually like when she interacts with some of the other beasts, they're actually telling their story to her of how the ogre actually saved their lives. So while she's thinking that he's this, hideous, hurtful, dangerous beast, he's not. He's actually really sincere. So she comes to find that out, and like I said, their relationship develops, but they have, and it's so funny. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna lay with my wife. Yeah, I'm just gonna sleep in the bed with you. Maybe we can cuddle, just stuff like that. But she doesn't give in to him, but you can tell she wants to, and that she's eventually going to. And I can't wait because I think that they will be the greatest power couple because of her powers. And then she also meets a human that's married one of the creatures there. They actually met in the human realm, which they have names for each realm, but I'm gonna call it the human realm. So they actually met in the human realm and they actually got married. And so these creatures, they can take on practically almost any form. So his particular form is one that's more familiar to a human form. So yeah, she finds that out and she's like, what? You chose to marry what? Like, she was shocked. Yeah. I mean, you would be too. Like, you wouldn't think that a human would marry, practically outside their race, their species, but she does. and she's happy and content with the person that she's with. And so that gets Aoi to thinking like, okay. And so the lady's trying to telling Aoi, just leave your options open. You never know. And I was like, nah, no, I don't think so. But Aoi is thinking so. And so, yeah, we're looking forward to seeing how that storyline pans out in the future. And also the fact that she's actually going to, her inn is called Moonlight. So we're going to go, her restaurant is called Moonlight. So we're actually going to see how, what happens once she goes back to Moonlight, because it appears as if some, if not all of her enemies may have been eliminated. But I doubt that. I don't think so, because I think that the real answer of who her actual enemy was or is still out there. But we're going to find that out in hopefully season 2 whenever it premieres. So I am looking forward to that. Like I said, there are several characters in here that help build a storyline. Of course, cute little animals. They are so adorable. And she helps build back relationships with brother and sister. Like I said, all of it is through her cooking. Her grandfather taught her how to cook specifically for this particular species of species. I was like species of people, but this particular species. He's taught her how to cook. So, like I said, through his cooking skills, through her, she's bringing back family relationships, helping build broken bonds, brother and sister, father and son, every relationship but her own. That's so funny. Haven't we all had that issue? You can heal the world, but you can't heal yourself, right? Crazy. So that's pretty much what she's on right now. But yes, I would highly recommend this anime. It is only one season right now. So you have plenty of time to catch up on it. 26 episodes, 24 minutes apiece. So can you do it? Yes, you can. You can break it down however you want. You don't have to worry about 5 seasons, 3 seasons, not even 2 right now. It's only 1 season long. So go ahead and watch it. You will become hooked. Now, at first, like with all anime that I watch, like I'm like, okay, like with the first episode or so, like I'm not gonna lie, like my attention might drift, but then once I get into it, I have to start rewatching it again. I'm like, you know what, I missed something. Like, what? How did all this sneak up on me? So I'll go back and watch the first episode again. I'm like, oh yeah. Damn, I missed that. I need to start paying more attention. But yeah, anyway, so I would recommend. I think that you would like it. So with that being said, is there anything? Okay, so my favorite part of this is actually the love story of the ogre and Aoi. Like it's crazy and it's funny. Like it's kind of like I said, it is like the Beauty and the Beast, and it's like just watch it. Well, anyway, and my favorite part is the food too, because I'm interested in the Japanese cooking now. I might try to throw something together. I know it's not going to be as well, but yeah, I think I might try it. I might try their liquors. You know what? That's a good idea. I'm going to start out with their liquor. Why not? Right? Why not? Something I'm familiar with, how does this liquor taste? I'm going to have to find me a little store to get some from. Yeah. Try that in my free time whenever I have some. But anyway, what I didn't like about this anime, let me think. I'm gonna say, it's more of a. I'm gonna say I just didn't like when they were bothering her. I know drama had to happen, but they was just doing it for no reason. Like I don't like when people are cruel to other people. So that kind of pissed me off. But outside of that, I can't say there's something I did not like about this particular anime. Like I said, of course it has unanswered questions, but that's the whole point of developing storylines and having storylines to work off of. So I whatever, it's cool on that. What else I like the most? I already said 2 things. Let me see. I think that Aoi should have. Well, this is why this is a dislike. I think that Aoi should have, just been. That's her personality or whatever, how she is. But I think that she should have still been a little more dominant in her, in her responses to people. and how they treated her. But overall, her responses, I guess, were dominant enough, and it actually made them feel bad about themselves. So I would say, okay, Aoi, all right. Like everybody's personality can't be the same, then the world will be a really boring place. So it is glad that there's people out there with personalities like Aoi's, and because we need a lighter spirit out here sometimes. Everything can't be heavy all the time. Um, when I first started to watch this anime, I was like, I really didn't know what to expect. Like I said, I read up on it. Dave, helped me out a little bit, and so I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. Because honestly, Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite movies, and so I'm like, okay, Beauty and the Beast, and so the fact that they tied it in with food, which I love, it made it a great watch for me. So yeah, that's what actually drew me into wanting to watch this. And like I said, like if you can do a light comparison of the Beauty and the Beast, the original movie, to this one, and while they appear to be similar, they are actually different in a lot of ways. I would say the only actual similarities, okay, there's a lot. But no, I can't say that because the father in Beauty and the Beast, whatever, I'm not gonna get into that. That's American. But yeah, if you watch Beauty and the Beast, watch this one and you tell me what you think the similarities are. How about that? Let's try that. I'm not gonna give you everything. But yeah, so anyway, I am anxious for season 2 to come out. I'm going to rewatch this season again. I might watch it a couple more times. I mean, there's only one season. So I'm gonna rewatch it a couple of times. So I like this anime. But anyway, tell me what you think of it. Bed and breakfast for spirits, and like I said, just watch it. Yeah, it has four spirits or whatever, but it's not really like all. It's some. Of course, there's magic in it. Of course, there's this and that. But come on, have a little imagination. Get out there, try something different. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Excuse me. Thanks for tuning in, and I got Sailor Moon shirt on today. I know I should have Beauty and the Beast shirt on, but oh well. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Tuesday, me and Dave well, Dave and I shall be here to do an anime. Also, we may be having a few changes coming up, and we will inform you of that as well. Um, if you have a suggestion for our review on Tuesday, please feel free to let us know, and we will more than likely do it. So yeah, let us know. Also, once again, be safe out there, guys. Immune system up, please, please. Try to reduce the chances of contracting the flu, of course, and of course the virus. Just keep water, water, water. Drink water. Uh, just boost your immune system, please. And anyway, thanks for tuning in. And thank you for the new followers. Thank you for people who have been sharing, who have been liking, who have been suggesting, and more importantly, who have been watching. We appreciate you. And we look forward to your interactions with us. So if you have anything you want to say, don't hesitate. Hit us up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're everywhere now. Yeah, we're worldwide. Woo woo. Anyway, hit us up and yeah, hang in there to the parents who are homeschooling. I know it is hell. It is hell on wheels, but it's for the safety of our babies. So we have to do what to do sometimes, even though it's painful. But yeah, just hang in there. Things will get better. So yeah, what else? Be safe, travel safely, do what you got to do, everything safely, please, please, please. And until we meet again on Tuesday, I'm Sam. I am Sam. Bye bye.